Sell put options to generate income. That's what we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. How to sell put options to generate income. So let's get right into it because I absolutely love selling put options. But before we go any further, I have to let you know this is not financial advice. Is this financial advice? No, 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 it's not. I don't know your specific situation. Even if I did, I don't have the right type of licensing and credentials to be giving people financial advice. So this is for learning purposes only because learning is fun. So show up like the young lady here with your pen and paper and take notes because we're going to be in a simulated trading account, which is also called a paper trading account, which you should open up your own paper trading account so you can practice doing things with real stocks using real numbers but not risking real money. The three stocks we're looking at today is going to be around $5, around $10.50, and around $33. But what exactly is a put option? A put option is a legal contract that gives the buyer the right to sell an asset at a predetermined price in a specific time frame. The predetermined price is known as a strike price. The time period is called the expiration date or number of days till expiration. Now, since we're selling this put option and the buyer has the right, since we are selling the put option, that means we have the obligation. We have the obligation to buy the asset at this predetermined price. So we are on the opposite side of the transaction of the buyer. We're selling this legal contract to a buyer. The buyer has the right to sell an asset. That means that we have the obligation to buy the asset. So cash secured means we're going to have the money sitting there to buy the asset for the strike price in that particular time frame. One put option contract equals 100 shares of stock. All right, one put option contract equals 100 shares of stock. So that means if we're looking at a strike price of $5, that means we need to have $500 set aside in order to be cash secured. For $10.50, we need to have $1,050. For $33 strike price, we need to have $3,300 set aside in order to have it be cash secured. But what about the stock selection? Because when you're selling a cash secured put option, one of the big things is which stock are you going to buy? Which stock are you going to buy? Picking the right stock is fundamental to this strategy. So here's some guidelines of things to keep in mind while you're picking a stock. Think of an industry that'll always be needed. So for example, will food always be needed? Yes. Would tax preparation and taxes in general always be needed? High chance. Would something like toothpaste, deodorant, underwear, things like that, would that always be needed? Yes. There's a good chance that would always be needed. Would Blockbuster video rental stores always be needed? No. No, they wouldn't always be needed, and they've already gone out of business. So does that mean that Netflix will always be around? Or could something come and replace Netflix? What about Facebook? What about Amazon? What about Walmart? Right? So am I saying don't use those stocks? No. You just want to keep in mind that you're trying to look for something that you think is always going to be around, something that's always needed. The reason why your stock selection is so important is because when you're selling this put option, you want to pick a stock that you wouldn't mind owning the rest of your life. Who knows how old you are? You need to pick a stock that's going to be around the rest of your life. You know, for example, Blockbuster didn't do that. Next thing you want to look at is financially solvent. You know, for example, there was a stock that was around in an industry that would always be needed, energy. The stock was called Enron, and they were not financially solvent, so they're not around anymore. So you might have to learn a little bit about just how to look at the financial statement. You don't have to be a master of it, but just have to learn a little bit. You want to verify that there's a good management track record. How might you do that? Just do some Google searches. Company XYZ management problems. Anything. Just put a variety of search terms in there and see what you come up with. If you come up with stuff, maybe you might want to consider another stock, but maybe this other stuff has other factors in there are good, so maybe you want to go with it. It's something to consider. If a company tends to have bad management, then if someone is willing to screw another person that they don't know, is a good manager willing to do that, or is it more likely a bad manager, some sort of dishonest person might be willing to do that? So those are some decisions you have to make for yourself. Pays a dividend. I like them to pay a dividend. Now, also ideally closer to the 52-week low or historical lows. So there's a balance here. You might have to look for a few things. For this one, what you're trying to avoid is just writing a put option on something that's overpriced or at like historical all-time highs, when you might be able to get something that's at historical all-time lows and get a better deal on it. Now, this is not a be-all end-all, and of course, put more effort into learning. This is just some guidelines to start with. Just guidelines to start with. Now let's look at some paper trading examples. Let's actually get into the weeds a little bit and see what we can find out. This is my simulated trading account, paper trading account. These numbers are pretty much irrelevant because it's all fake money. So don't be impressed by any of these numbers. So what we're going to do, the first stock we're going to look at, we'll look at the chart of it. And we are going to look at ticker symbol AUY. This is a gold mining stock. If you think precious metal mining might be around for a long time, then this is something you might want to consider. And being that if we sell one contract, we need to work in increments of 100 shares, so this would be doable for a low amount of money. All right, we see in the last, I think last 3 months, the all-time high has been $6.40. The low has been $4.78. We're kind of sort of in the middle there. And so what could we potentially get? So we go over here to the trade tab. We're going to look at the contract that has 11 days left to expiration. So I zoomed in. We see we're looking at the puts. If we were to zoom out, on the opposite side over here would be the calls. This is the strike price, which is the stock price, and this is kind of right around where it's trading. This bid means how much we could get when we sell something. The ask means how much we'd pay if we bought something. So we can look at a $5 strike price, and we might be able to get 2 cents for that. Since it's times 100, it'd be $2 before any type of commission. Now I get it. That is not exciting to make 2 cents, but you're still making money, and you can grow your account. Now you got $2. What if you put on 100 contracts? Then you're looking at $200. Of course, you would need significantly more money in your account to do it, but don't let the small numbers fool you. You can play with a lot of this stuff. So let's actually place an order to sell a cash secured put option on AUI at a strike price of $5, and we'll go in the middle. We'll go maybe like 3 cents. We'll bump it up a little bit. Instead of 2, we'll try to go between 2 and 5. So I'm going to click right here on the 2, and then it's going to pull up an order window for me. You see now this order window pulled up, and basically telling us we're doing one particular one trade. It's not a complex trade. We're only doing one thing. We're selling. How much are we selling? We're selling 1 on AUI that expires June 17th, 2022 with a strike price of $5, which basically means at the end at June 17th, if AUI is below $5, then we are going to buy 100 shares at $5 a piece. We're selling a put. We're going to ask for 3 cents times 100. So if we get filled, we'll get $3. The limit is, this is a limit order, which means that we'll take $3 or better, but nothing less than $3. And it's only good for the day, and route it to the best exchange. Now we'll hit this confirm. And let's take a closer look at what's going on here. This is our order confirmation dialog or box. And it shows the order description. It's letting us know this is not a real trade. Order description, we're going to sell 1 AUI. Why does it say 100? Because it's in 100 shares. 1 AUI expiring at June 17th, 2022, $5 strike price put at $3 limit to open. Break even. What does that mean? It basically means where the stock needs to stay above in order for us to break even. However, for this specific strategy, selling a cash secured put option on a stock that we don't mind buying and potentially owning the rest of our life, this is a little bit irrelevant for us. Max profit tells us $3 because this is 3 cents times 100. Max loss would be our total investment of $500, but they're saying $4.97 because we got the $3 here. The only way that would happen, though, the company would have to go bankrupt or completely somehow go out of business, go all the way down to 0. Trading cost, including commissions, is a $3 credit minus 65 cents of whatever commission equals the total gross profit left over, $2.35. Buying power effect. Don't worry about this too much right at the moment. There is something called buying power, and it negatively affects it when you put a trade on. And it shows you the amount of buying power I have left in this simulated trading account to purchase stock or to trade options. Now we are going to click this button and send the order into the market. Click send, launches it in. Now it should be showing up right here. Right, what we just placed, showing up here now. Basically with all that same information, but it's just sitting there with trade price. Let's show you that. This trade price says 0 because we haven't been filled. The stock market's closed. It's like whatever, 8:45 p.m. Sunday night. So the market's not even open. Tomorrow when it opens, it'll be routed into the market. We'll see if it gets filled or not. Let's look at another stock. So we looked at a very inexpensive stock. Let's look at one that's a little more expensive. And that will be Energy Transfer. Energy Transfer is a company that has all types of pipelines and different things to transfer oil and liquid natural gas and things like that, transfer those around. And For me, I think that's going to be around a long time. If you think people in the past would say, well, what about electric vehicles? Well, electric vehicles have been around for a while, and for some reason, the price of oil has just been really been going up. So there's a little more to the story that I'm not going to get into right now. But you choose what you think. You start doing your research. I think liquid natural gas and oil. I think that's still going to be around for a while. So we see 3 months of this trading. We see the high is 12.48, the low $9.51. Interestingly enough, the low is back here and the high is up here, whereas on AUI the high was here, the low was down here in front more recently. So let's look at what we could do with energy transfer at below this, which is the 200-day moving average. Let's look at if there's something, we can sell something around $10.50. So we're going to click over here on trade. We'll look at it for 11 days. And just like with AUI, we got the put options over on the side, the call options over here. But let's take a closer look at the put options and the strike price. Now we're taking a closer look at the put options available on Energy Transfer. Here we're looking at 12 different strikes total here, right? So 6 going down this way. It's trading right around here. And let's say for whatever reason, the way we're divvying up our money, we're going to go with $10.50. And we realize we're not getting a whole lot of credit. But if you remember when we looked at the chart, $10.50 was below the 200-day moving average. So if it drops down this low, which it probably won't, but it might, we'd be getting a huge discount on the stock. And the chances are likely that we're just going to keep our premium and then write another option later. So I'm going to click here and it's going to pull up the order form. $10.50. See, it pulls up the order form. Same, just like with AUI. Take a close look at that. Same layout, only some numbers and letters are going to change. Order description, we're selling one energy transfer. Same expiration date, June 22nd, but our strike price is $10.50. And we're still, I guess, still, funny, interestingly enough, still at $3. Break even is $10.47. When I'm doing this particular strategy, I don't worry about that. My max profit, I realize, is $3, but it's $3 minus, of course, the commissions. Max loss would be the total amount that we paid for the stock, the buying power stuff again. So let's just send that to the market. Okay, send it. Now let's look over at our monitor tab. Now we see two, our original one, and we still have, and we have a new one. Same thing, 0 there. And let's look at one more stock. It's around $30. HRB, H&R Block. All right, 3-month chart. We see the lowest it's been the last 3 months is about 23.65, highest about 36.83. We're going to look at selling a put option around here, 33. And for whatever reason, let's say we feel like it's kind of keep going up, and we see a little bit of consolidation here. Big rise up here, and if it pulls back around here, we don't mind buying it. So we're going to go over to trade. Now we're looking at H&R Block. Of course, the side is the calls, the side is the puts. We're looking at 12 different strike prices. Here's our 33. Oh, this one we can get a little more income, right? $25 to $30. Let's zoom in and take a closer look at that. Sometimes what happens is that as the stock gets more expensive, the premium becomes richer. Other times there can be a variety of factors that might make you get more or less premium on specific stocks. And I notice certain stocks have personalities where there's one particular stock that it's like pretty much all the time it's pretty rich in premium. And even though sometimes it gets even richer, it tends to be just more lucrative selling options on this particular stock than a variety of other ones that I'll sell them on. So we're going with the strike price of $33, and we'll go. I'm going to double click or click this 25 cents, and then we'll raise it to try to go in the middle. Maybe we'll go up to like 28. Let's take a look at that. So we click the sell. It opens the order thingamabobber here. Now we're going to raise this up. Ooh. 25. Okay. It only lets us go in increments of 5. So I would have two options. I could just accept 25, or I could put an order in for 30 cents and see what might happen. But let's just, let's say we want to play it safe, just go for 25. Same thing, and we're going to send it into the market. Look at our order tab. Boom. All 3 of them there. So we have our 3 orders placed. AUI, energy transfer, and H&R block. That is a quick run through of how you would actually place the order. It might take a little more time in the beginning of figuring out what type of stock or stocks that you want to be selling the put options on. But that even if it takes a little bit of time, once you have the stocks selected, you can just do the same stocks over and over and over again, which is really a time saver for me personally. We looked at those real life examples. Hope you liked some of those real life simulated trading examples. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is go here, ihavesuccess.com. I've got something for you, 3 underused tactics to transform your financial results. There's obviously 3. They vary in degree of difficulty to implement, and they all have their own unique benefits that they will give, with number 3 potentially giving you the most amazing financial transformation. Although number 3 is, for a lot of people, going to be the most difficult. But the rewards are worth trying for. So why not give it a try? It's free. Go over to ihavesuccess.com, get your thing, see if you like it, start implementing it. And you guys have a fantastic day.